What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Movement Mindset episode 6.
6, huh?
Chris Hardenberg here with Joe Passalacqua. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about marketing. What we kind of do internally, guys, is we look at marketing. We call it our marketing spokes. Now, I stole this term from a guy named Paul Goff. I went to a conference and, we were doing a lot of these things already, but I liked kind of the way he packaged it as spokes of a wheel. And so basically, if you're a gym owner, you should be hitting on all of these things.
Yeah.
And then we kind of talked off air where it's like, marketing and showing these things to the outside public is super important, because if you believe your service is the best, you should be able to pretty easily highlight that and then deliver on it.
Yeah, 100%.
And so just to run through it real quick, our spokes is we do paid advertising.
So the paid ads are going to be, when you guys see the Facebook ads, right? The basic, everyone kind of runs some sort of format of that.
For sure.
That's one of our biggest ones.
Yeah, and shout out to John Trotta. He's the one who kind of does a lot of that behind the scenes. I know him and you were kind of like at the forefront of developing a lot of that for us. So that's a huge traffic for us as paid ads. We do automated nurture sequence and member reactivation campaigns. So this is huge. We actually just launched our first member reactivation campaign, which was really successful. Essentially, it's like, okay, someone's canceled with us. We'll reach out to them with a deal specific to former members, only former members, because we know obviously who they are, what they mean to the community. And it got a lot of them to come back, and it kind of spoke to, I was talking to somebody, it's like, sometimes you just got to ask, like, hey, we miss you, come on back.
Yeah, let's kind of like talk about that for a second, right? Because it's really trying to figure out like, okay, why did you stop coming?
Right.
Right. So the point of that was to engage them and be like, and really just start to have a conversation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just the human interaction, the personal interaction of, hey, like, you were interested in this at one point, or you did this, like what happened?
Yeah.
Right? Is there anything I can help with? 99% of the time, if people just get lazy and they just don't come in.
Right.
So like we did this reactivation and we had like a lot of traction, and from a business perspective, it didn't cost us anything.
Nothing. And that's one of the things where it's like, great example. We had a gentleman who was a former member at Roseland. Long story short, his wife had a baby. She ran into some issues with her job, so they had to make some adjustments. So unfortunately, the gym was something that got cut, right? Well, fast forward, they're in her groove. The baby's almost a year old. She got a new job. It was like he said afterwards, like she was saying to him, like, you should go back. He was dragging his feet. Got our text and was like, all right, I'll come back.
Now it's time.
Right. And so it's like, it's crazy how it's.
But by default, that client came back to us.
Yeah.
Because he had a good experience.
Yep.
He had something happen.
Yep.
But we engaged him to come back.
Right. It wasn't like, we'll never see you again. And that's the crazy thing with like some of these gym owners. It's like, if you just ask, like a lot of times people will be like, oh yeah, because let's face it, people get busy and like the gym is not their number one priority. It's just not, right? They have other things going on, but it's important. And so if we're not there like, hey dude, get back in, they fall off.
Exactly. Well, it's no different than, we're not going to touch on this in detail, but it's no different when someone doesn't show up for a week. And our automation goes out to be like, hey, what's going on? Right. When the GMs reach out to these people for not showing up. Because again, we talked about this previously, and we'll dive more into this in the future with this podcast, is we want people to come in and use their passes.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Because they're going to stay if they're coming in, because they're going to have results. You can guarantee it at that point.
100%. Some other things we do are promotions, obviously, our website, email newsletters, which was a huge addition. I look at statistics on the email newsletter, which goes out to our members every month, and we have an open rate between 70 and 90%.
That's huge.
Which industry average is on an open rate. Now, again, it's probably cold email marketing, but you're looking at 2 to 10%. Like 10%, you're crushing it.
Yeah.
And so like, it's actually a great way for our members to learn what's going on, see who the member of the month is. And it's actually gained a lot of traction in our memberships. Podcasts.
Yeah. And again, the point of this, of what me and Chris are doing, is one, because we're so unbelievably passionate about this industry.
Yeah.
And I don't care if one gym owner listens to this.
Right.
It takes one thing.
Right.
We designed this, and we actually had a conversation last week. All I care about is I want everyone just to understand like why everything is formatted the way it's formatted. Right. It's not just about like, okay, we're going to drive people in the gym. It's like, well, think about all the things that go into it. Think about everything that's offered, right? This is why we've been open for a decade.
Yeah. And as a member, I hope, right, it's empowering to be like, oh, this isn't just a bunch of people throwing crap against the wall and hoping it sticks. It's like, no, you're actually at the center of every thought we have in terms of how we map out the program.
The entire thought process.
Right.
You hear me say it again. client experience is surrounded by everything else.
100%.
Client experience is in the center of every single thought process that we think of.
Right. And then everything we do is, okay, how does this feed back to helping our clients get to where they want to go?
Yes, let's just finish running through these.
For sure. We got workshops and seminars, strategic partnerships, community events, welcome packages, which will be coming soon, referral campaigns, social media posting, testimonials, CRM management, and signage. So that's kind of all we got with the marketing.
Yeah. So I guess let's kind of end it with this. Again, when I think of marketing, where my mindset and Chris's mindset and John's mindset, we're all moving towards is 100% brand awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. So I use this example all the time. And when you look at Orange Theory and you look at F45, people know what it is.
Right.
So when you're driving down the road and you see an Orange Theory sign, you're like, oh, Jim's going in there.
Right.
Right. So when we redesigned this, the whole concept was we want to be able to create a brand recognition. People are like, oh, that place does this. And they do X, Y, and Z from our interaction. Right. So that's the whole purpose of the marketing.
Yeah.
Right, is just to create a better brand around what we already do, which just enhances driving more people to have better experiences.
Right, so that when someone drives by, they see Station Athletics, they see the helmet, just like the F45 and the Orange Theory, the goal is to get to the point where they look at it and know what they're getting, right? Now,
and it enhances as you get to 6, 7, 8, 9, right? It will develop over the next year because that's what we're tracking.
Right, and so like the Orange Theory, someone might look at it and be like, oh yeah, they do the heart rate monitors and the cardio, F45, they do the stations, oh, Station Athletics, they do the fitness, nutrition, and accountability, and everyone gets better results, I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And everything's included.
Just a brief snapshot of what we do marketing-wise. If that's something that it interests you, feel free to reach out. We could expand upon that. And as always, guys, give us a follow on YouTube and Instagram, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.